I'm doing rejection therapy. Rejection therapy is essentially where we do a challenge, and with that challenge, there is a high probability we will get a no. Something we're going to do where someone's going to say no to us. Why am I doing this? The idea is that we may, as human beings, it's quite a shared common thing as a human being, to fear getting rejected. And then if we fear getting rejected, it's likely that we will hold ourselves back from doing things which could really benefit us and benefit others as well. Now, this whole thing, I did 30 days of rejection therapy in January. I was inspired by Zhang. He's got a TED talk on this. He also owns a company which sells rejection therapy cards. Someone else had it, and then after he did his own rejection therapy, he ended up buying this company, and now he sells these cards to help other people do rejection therapy. He also did 100 days of rejection therapy and documented the whole thing on YouTube many years ago. I chose not to document it myself. It just felt like too much to go and document it. And also, there was part of me that wanted to, but also there was a massive part of me that just didn't know how I would get around like consent issues with like going up and asking people things where they're going to say no to me and also filming them. I think like to really get my nervous system to it, like the best thing is to go and do something where I'm being confronted by another person. And there were times when I got a no. There was one time when I had to go and ask my local bank if I could withdraw Bitcoin. I learned two things from that. One, you definitely can't. And two, along with the fear of rejection, I have the fear of looking stupid.
And I took that advice right from the beginning of my academic career up to PhD level. So
I could feel my heart racing like before I went to go and do it. I'm already shaking this table right now, and that's reflective of like my heartbeat, everything rattling. And I didn't want people to think I was stupid, right? That also was holding me back. Sometimes we just got to go out there and do things. Now, I am aware that I was fearful of documenting it. I also make YouTube videos, right? And as I said, there's part of me that wanted to interact with others with these YouTube videos. So I'm going to do rejection therapy again. I'm not going to make it overwhelming for myself. I've realized like I'm an INFP on the Myers-Briggs personality type. I need to not overwhelm myself when doing things. I also, we're known INFPs of having like, people call us sensitive. I think that's a beautiful word to describe us. We're attuned human beings. But also apparently we can have like fear of conflict, a fear of criticism, things like that. So I think doing this rejection therapy really helps, but I need to do it in a way that's going to help, make it so that I complete doing this thing. And also that I'm going enough out my comfort zone where I'm going to get benefits from it, but not so much that I'm going to overwhelm myself and burn out. With this whole thing, I've decided to do 3 rejection therapy tasks in relation to video and YouTube, where I may well get rejected, but it's going to be do something that benefits me. All right. So my 3 things are: 1, I am going to go up to a stranger and ask them to say hello to the camera for a YouTube video. See how they respond. Number 2, I am going to go live on YouTube. I was inspired to do this because I watched back one of my videos from a few years ago. I've made a video about how I've been learning more about myself through the videos that I make. And in that video, I said that one day I would like to do a live stream. One day I'd like to do a live stream, but I'm scared of doing this. Now, I have gone live on YouTube before. One person tuned in, that was my mum. And I didn't quite get the technical stuff up, so I don't think I even connected it in a way that she saw it. So I think I haven't done that. And then I think once I tried to go live on a channel where I had 0 subscribers. So technically I have tried this one before. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to give myself the task of like sit with the live stream for 30 minutes and then like see if anyone shows up, and I will record myself doing it, and then I'll share that in my reflection video on how this rejection therapy has gone. And then the third one is I'm going to make a YouTube video about something that I have some insecurities about and have some fear about and have some fear about putting out. But also there's a desire within me to put it out, and I'm going to make it, and I'm also going to share the process of what it's like to put out the YouTube video, because that's also something where like pretty much it kind of feels like that when like the feelings of rejection massively come out when I put out YouTube videos. And let's do that. The other thing I wanted to mention, which I have put out this video about how I've been learning through making videos in character and what they could tell me about myself. Around this whole time where like rejection therapy had come up into my awareness, I watched some videos about people doing it, and then I decided to go and do it. A couple of months later, I watched back on my character videos, like just happened to start doing that, and then I decided to post them. In these character videos, rejection seemed to be quite the theme.
Rejected. 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 Rejected.
Which I wasn't aware of when I had looked at these videos before. It was only when after doing rejection therapy and looking up, then I was watching these videos back and I was like, oh, these characters say rejection quite a lot, and like a lot of their driving aim is about feeling rejected and how it's really got to them. So this is just interesting. So I like, in terms of integrating a shadow aspect of myself, I feel like this fear of rejection is lingering there, and like this is helping me integrate it. Here we go. Rejection therapy. Just going to add a little post thought here. I'm struggling with my right eye at the moment. I don't necessarily need to point this out, however I'm going to. It's feeling a little bit sore, and I was struggling with this a few weeks ago, and it's come up again now. And along with the feeling of fear of rejection and fear of looking stupid, I also have a bit of a fear of being seen, which is interesting in terms of making YouTube videos, because making YouTube videos really brings that up into my awareness, like the mirror of it, in terms of putting videos out into the world, and then that idea of one, seeing myself if I watch the video back, and two, potentially being seen by other people. And of course, eyes are all to do with seeing. And I'm just very intrigued about how our bodies sometimes can give us messages, I feel. My body gives me messages. Of course, I can look at it in another practical medical way, which I am dealing with it in that way, but also in a, say, maybe perhaps more esoteric or metaphysical way, energetic way. I'm just intrigued about my eye and the fear of being seen, accompanying the fear of rejection, fear of being perceived as stupid. The fears. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to add another little thing on here. I'm going to sprinkle in some astrology. I feel like this is helping as well with the fear of rejection, because I'm speaking in a space where I don't know if there is a shared interest with people who are potentially watching this video, and that's all right. You are entitled to your views. I'm going to share my views here. It's interesting because I feel like there are spaces online and offline where you might be speaking about something such as astrology, and there are people there who share that interest. And when you are having these conversations in a space where it's shared, it can sometimes be different to a place where it's not shared. So I'm potentially opening myself up to rejection here, but I'm creating these videos as well as a diary for myself. And also, I do like to share these things. I like looking at patterns in life, and with the astrology. Working with astrology, something that is, like an important part of astrology is looking at the transits of the planets, so how they are moving and how they are in relation to one another, the formations they're making, and the energies that can create. And then when looking at those, we can look at where those were previously when we've had them and what themes were coming up, and then see how those themes perhaps may come up again. Now, at the time I'm making this video, Neptune transited into Aries. So Neptune, and this is the first time in 165 years, so this hasn't happened in our lifetime before. Neptune is a planet, it really deals with things like the watery, the depths, the oceanic, so things like the fears, the emotions, maybe things that are seen, not seen, the unconscious realms. And then we have Aries, which starts the zodiac, it starts the cycle. It's a new way of being. It's also to do with the body. So bringing up these fears that are existing within oneself is quite intriguing at this time to look at.